The National Under-11 Championship recently concluded in Haryana. It was a very keenly contested event with many strong players from India playing. As you can see, this is the list. We had the top seed who was around 2300 rated, although he didn't play all the rounds. We had Ethan Vass, one of India's brightest talents, and players from all across India who had gathered in Haryana for the National Under-11 title. At the end of it, we had Jval Patel from Gujarat, who's rated 1700, win the event with 10 points out of 11, gaining 104 ELO points. And this was Jval's performance. Fantastic one with just 2 draws and 9 wins. The boy is 2011 born. He performed admirably to win the title. Here are a few pictures from him. This one is with one of India's very bright talents, Prithu Gupta, who's now a grandmaster. He came at the closing ceremony, and these are some of the pictures from the closing ceremony. So when the tournament ended, I was very keen to actually speak to this young boy who managed to finish ahead of so many strong players. And so it gives me a great pleasure to invite him to this interview and discuss a few things about his games over there and get to know him better, because he's going to do a lot of things in the days to come. Hello, Joel.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Joel, I'm doing very well. I was very impressed with your performance at Under-11 Nationals. You scored 10 out of 11. How happy are you after winning the title?
I was very happy after winning the title as I didn't expect this performance. I had prepared much, but I had expected to come in top five, and that was my expectations.
Okay, you wanted to finish in top 5, but in the end,
Yes.
you managed to win the title. You said you prepared very hard for this event. Can you tell us a bit about your preparation, what it involved?
So I did calculations from the puzzle books which my coach suggested, and I saw videos of chess, and I revised my openings, and that's it.
So when you say calculation books, which ones did you read?
The woodpecker method, the uh, the test of chess IQ, something.
Okay, okay. Test your chess IQ. Okay, and you solved a lot of these puzzles. So you
Yes.
solve it from books. You don't solve it on online.
No, I do solve from online, but less. I mean,
Okay, okay. And who's your coach?
my coach is Abhijit Acharya, sir.
Okay. And where are you from in Gujarat?
I'm from Ahmedabad in Gujarat.
Okay, okay. And you go to fifth grade. Which standard are you in?
I'm in the sixth grade.
Sixth grade. Now, which school do you go to?
I go to Udgam school.
Okay. And then you said that you have also read, saw some videos on chess. So where do you see your videos? Do you also watch ChessBase India?
Yes, I do watch.
Yeah. Uh, did you prepare something from there?
Yes, I saw the Asian Continental videos, and I followed the Fisher Random and all the tournaments.
Fantastic, fantastic. So Joel, what is your who's your favorite chess player?
My favorite chess player is Vishy Anand.
Vishy Anand. Have you met him before?
Yes, I met him before. It was when he was invited to Gujarat to play against 20 Gujarat players,
Were
and
you
I
one
was
of them?
playing against. Yes,
Oh, you are one of them. I remember that event. Right, Anand was playing against 20 opponents.
yes.
Were you able to beat him?
No,
Okay, okay, fantastic. Which one was your favorite game at this nationals?
My favorite game was against Aansh, and the second one was against Ethan.
Okay, so should we look at both these games? Let's go. So first, let's look at Ethan. I think Ethan is one of India's strongest youngsters. He's very talented. He, in fact, was very close to winning the World Under-12 title as well recently.
Mm.
So did you know him well before the game?
Yes, I prepared. I played him against. I played against Ethan in the online nationals,
Mhm.
so I knew that he was playing the QGD, so I just prepared that before going to the game.
Okay. And did you prepare there with your coach or do you prepare alone?
I mean, I do prepare with my coach, but as he was not there, so I just revised the opening.
Do you save your openings? Like do you save it on ChessBase or how do you do it?
I mean, I save it in the files and then just do it in the chess base.
So then you revise it. Like at home you save it and then you revise those openings.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. By the way, I forgot to ask you, is that trophy behind you the one which you won?
Yes.
Okay. Is it the biggest trophy you have ever won?
No, it was one of the inter-school tournaments in which they gave, big trophies.
Okay, okay. But this one is definitely one of the most special. No,
Yes.
winning the national title is never easy, and this will stay with you forever. Let's look at the games. You are white, Ethan is black. You started with d4. Would you call yourself more of a positional player?
Yes.
Why? How did this style develop? Did you watch like more games of some positional players?
Yes.
Like whom? As you said, Anand is your favorite, but Anand is an aggressive player.
No, I do become aggressive when it is when the position is like that.
Hmm. Okay.
First I build and yeah.
First, first you build up the position. Okay, let's see. Here you went knight c3, d5, cd, ed, bishop g5, knight bd7, and of course, you know this trap. Yes,
Yes, knight d5, and bishop d8, bishop d5.
takes giving up the queen, but then with a check, you win back. You know, when I was your age, I had once fallen into this trap with white.
I also fall for it. I also fell for it when I was young. 7 years.
Yeah, when you were 7 years old. Okay. So now at 11, you are already very experienced. Queen c2. Why would you put your queen on c2 and why would you not play e3? Any particular reason?
To not allow bishop f5 later.
Uh-huh. But anyway, I mean, the bishop is blocked, right?
Yes.
So, was there any specific reason? Like, were you planning for long castle?
No, not long castle, but then e3, bishop d3, knight e2, f3.
Ah, you think it will just transpose. Okay. Queen c2, bishop e7, castle, e3, castles, bishop d3, h6 played by Ethan, bishop h4, c6, knight e2. And do you have like any particular reason why you play knight e2 and not knight to f3?
I like to just build up the center and
So you want to play f3 and e4 later. That's the reason.
yes,
Aha.
yes.
Okay, got it. Knight g e2, rook e8, f3, and now he played b5. Were you a bit concerned about this, or were you happy that oh he's weakened the c6 pawn now? c5 is weak.
I was just thinking of I can't play e4 later. After which when he plays c5, I can play e4.
When he plays c5, you can play e4.
You can't. I can't play
You can't
e4.
play. Okay. But he can't do c5 easily, right? Because his b5 pawn would be hanging.
I thought he would play a5, b4, and then play c5.
Ah, and then he might go c5. Okay. So you went a3, a5, you castled, bishop to b7, bishop f2. So you are preparing e4.
Yes.
Is there any reason why e4 here would not be good?
e4 here, then b4. Pawn takes, and then knight a4,
Yeah.
and then pawn takes c4, and knight takes c4.
Oh, wow. There is a tactic in the air. And
Yes.
I can't take here because of bishop h4, and white wins a black wins a pawn, and taking here means that in the end you lose a piece. Okay, fantastic. So that's why you thought e4 is a bit too soon.
Yes.
So
So I
you
just played bishop f2, getting out of the pin.
now you want to maybe play e4.
Yes, I wanted to play e4 here.
Okay, got it. Rook c8, and now you did not do it. Any particular reason?
e4 will lead to pawn takes c4, b4,
Hmm.
pawn takes b4,
Yeah.
pawn takes b4, knight a4, and c5. And if I play d5, there's knight e5.
And you don't like this position.
Yes.
Also, sometimes, like c4 can come in and it can be really dangerous. Uh-huh. Also, one thing which I feel in such positions could be tricky is knight g4 move. No?
Uh,
And then, like, you have to give up your bishop because sort of, and then otherwise knight e3 comes in. I think you don't want to give up your bishop, right?
yes.
Yeah. Joel, are you always very quiet like this, or you are a bit nervous right now?
No, I'm not nervous, but I'm not that quiet. But okay, I speak when with my friends after the game. And
Yeah, I mean you are very cool, calm. Maybe if you are a bit tense, then you can relax. It's just I'm like your friend, so we are discussing a game, so you can just enjoy this. You went knight g3. Maybe you want to put your knight on f5. He
I
played.
was also just vacating the square on e2 for my knight on c3.
Got it. So he played b4. You took, and you went knight e2. And Ethan played c5. Do you think that black has sort of equalized here?
Yes.
Okay, so here you decided to go queen b1, and one question to me was like, why not play c4? Like, what was the reason he didn't play c4 and you allowed it?
I thought of playing bishop f5 and then I can play e4.
You think that e4 is possible? Okay, so e4 is possible in this position, so that's why you didn't do it.
Yes.
So let's say if he goes something like bishop d6, then you want to go e4. Looks scary, yeah? Take, take. But also, I mean, you have a very strong center now.
Yes, and I'm also threatening e5 right now.
Correct. Okay, very interesting. So I think Ethan also didn't like this. He went bishop f8. And now you played bishop f5. He went queen b6. King h1. Both of you are like, oh, if you play c4, then I'll play e4. So both are waiting.
Yes.
Rook d8. Bishop d3. Now you are even giving up a tempo to provoke it.
No, I thought of that in rook d8, after that he can play bishop a6, pinning my knight. So I just played bishop d3, not allowing it.
Ah, you were afraid of this move. Okay, so that's why you went back. I guess he should have played c4 now, but he went
Yes.
knight b8.
Now I took on c5.
Now you took, because now his knight cannot come. So he took with the bishop and you
Now
put
his
your.
pawn is isolated and my knight is also blockading it. So it's
Okay, the question here is, like for example, you went bishop f5, queen b6. Why not take here? You went king h1 and then put knight d4.
I could have done it, but I didn't see that idea before.
Ah, so you basically figured out that this is something to do now. So you took knight d4, knight c6. You took, queen takes, knight f5. Now your other knight is coming to d4, which is very cool. He went queen b6, bg1. What's bg1? Why not knight d4?
I could have played knight d4, but the pawn was already defended, and I wanted to bring my rook to c1, so I can't bring it directly. As then I was planning to for some rook takes c5, queen takes c5, e4 ideas. I was thinking of that.
Oops, sorry. You want to take and play e4, and then your bishop is hanging, so you want to put your bishop back on g1. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. So you went bishop g1, a sort of calm waiting move. He pushed g6, and
I
now.
had thought of knight h6, knight f7, and then bishop g6. But then he had two bishops, and maybe he could have.
So you looked at this position
Yes.
and you didn't like it for you.
Yes.
Okay, got it. But now, like, did you analyze these games after coming back?
Yes, and the computer was showing this bad for black, and okay, it's saw that queen f and then the bishop e3, queen e3, and there was some threats on the seventh rank of rook going there, and the queen checks.
Yeah, actually, the king being weak is a big advantage for you here.
Yeah.
And so when you finish a tournament, do you go back home and analyze, or do you analyze your games during the tournament itself?
During the tournament itself, so I can repeat those mistakes again.
Okay, and you analyze on your own.
Yes,
How?
from friends.
From Fritz, you put your game in an engine and you just look at it that way.
Yes, I mean, I just see the advantages which were missed by me and the key points.
Okay, okay, very interesting. There are sometimes people say that you must not check your games with engine immediately. Have you heard of it?
Yes, but you should see your mistakes to not repeat it.
Okay, sort of conflicting approaches there, that some people say you must use it, you must not make mistakes. Some people say that you must try and first analyze without an engine and then look at it later. But I think during the tournament you don't have so much time.
Yes.
So knight d4, king g7, now rook c1, rook c8. You played rook to c2, queen d6. This is where I think you like playing positional chess, because you're calmly building up rook c2,
Yes.
b3, bishop b6, queen b2 takes, knight takes.
Was that the knight on f6 was pinned, and so there were threats like when he plays king h7, there is knight takes b4.
Yeah, it's like that loose pieces drop off, right? So rook a8, rook d1, queen e7, bishop f2, bishop to c5, a knight comes up, bishop d6, rook e1. This is a very maneuvering game. Both of you are moving back and forth. Would you have accepted a draw if he had offered here?
No, I wouldn't have. I wanted to try for a win.
Yeah? You are not afraid against higher rated opponents?
No, in fact, I am excited to play against them.
Why?
To as if I win, it's very good, and if I lose, I'll get experience. I mean, I won't repeat those mistakes.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So he went knight g8. Now you have a question. You can exchange the bishops or you can keep them. Why did you decide bishop g3 and not exchange?
Uh, to just there are some bishop e5 checks later. So
Right. So you wanted to, but let's say if you take this position you didn't like.
yes,
Okay, so you kept the bishops, queen b6, rook c1, rook c8, check, bishop f6. Now you exchanged, takes. So you still have a small edge. This pawn is weak. This pawn is slightly weaker than your pawn.
so here I thought of playing queen e1 and knight c2 and the b4 pawn or the b4 pawn and the d5 pawn go
Right. So he went here. You took, takes. Now you can't take the pawn because of back rank
queen
mate.
f1.
Yeah, horrible. That would be terrible. So you went king g1, queen a3, queen b1, knight d7, knight c2, queen a5, check. Amazing, yeah. You're playing like some Magnus Carlsen, like slowly trying to grind down the opponent. Queen a2, you took, queen takes, and now knight takes d5. Do you think that this is close to winning, or you think it's closer
I
to a
thought
draw?
it was close to winning, but later I just didn't see the way for him to exchange the queens.
I mean, if the queens are traded, what do you think? Who is it advantageous for if the queens are traded?
Then it's like around equal.
Ah, you think that keeping the queens gives white the advantage?
Yes.
Why? Why would you say that?
As in knight end games, he can just give up the knight for one pawn and then it's just a draw after exchanging all the pawns.
Got it. Got it. So you said let me keep the queens. Knight c3, queen c5, queen d2. That's why you didn't exchange. Okay. Queen e7. Now you're very tricky, yes. Because if h5,
Queen
you're
d7.
you want to just win a piece. Okay. So knight f8, queen c3, knight h7, h3, f5. You gave a check.
Yeah, I missed queen f7 and that was.
because
Then after that, it was tough for me to win the game.
Because if you had moved your knight here, you can keep maneuvering. But after queen c4 check, queen f7, now you have to trade the queens. So you gave a few checks, but in the end you had to exchange. And as you said, you are not very happy with this.
Yes. I wanted to try for a win, so if I mean if I can exchange the knights, then it would be very good as the king pawn game would be winning for me.
Correct. And here, did you think about taking with the pawn or the knight?
No, I wanted to take with the knight as after I take with the knight, he has only one square for his knight as f6 and g5 lead to exchanging the knights.
Right. So he has to go back to
Yes.
f8. Now you bring your king, f4, king d4. You know this rule, yes? If the king is one square diagonally opposite to the
Yes.
knight cannot give a check easily.
Yes.
So your king is well placed, knight d5, and now you give a check, king here, knight d3, king e6, g3.
And here he blundered with h5.
But you know, it's not easy. H5 is a blunder, is not so easy to spot, and
I
amazing.
spotted that
One minute, one
idea
minute, one minute.
before.
Let's ask people to pause the video here whenever they watch this and try to figure out how did Jwal win in this position. Beautiful idea. Uh, you had seen this beforehand, yes, Jwal?
Yes, I saw that idea before and I was waiting for him to play h5. As the knight
Wow.
was very loose and okay, the pawn on g6 was also very loose.
This is endgame tactics now. And this shows that you are very alert. You are able to really focus. I think you both must have had very little time, no, on the clock.
Yes, we were both in time pressure.
Hmm. So tell us about the move you played and your calculations.
I played f5 check here, and if he plays g takes f5,
Which he must. If he takes with the king, he's lost. He loses the
yes,
knight. So he must take with the pawn. Oh, so he didn't take. He played king d6. But yeah, if he takes.
then knight f4 check,
Hmm.
knight takes f4, pawn takes f4. Here he has two options to play h4 and play king d6.
Hmm.
King d6, there is h4, and then it's a zugzwang.
Why?
And
Can you explain why it's a zugzwang?
if he moves to c6, there is king c5.
King e5, you
No,
mean?
if c6, there is king d5, and if he moves to e6, there is king c5.
And then you will slowly win this pawn.
Grab.
Wow, amazing. Actually, it's very interesting that you have your pawn on h3 here. If it was on h4, this idea would not work
Yes.
because then there is no waiting move. So
Then it
f5,
would be a draw.
correct. He played here. You played knight f4. Again, with if he trades, it's the same stuff.
Yes.
h4, you win. So he went knight e7. You took here. And now he can't take on g3 because of g7.
Yes.
So he
So
went
he
back.
played.
And this now is winning your three pawns up. Oops, sorry. Three pawns up, and you just pushed your pawns and you went on to win. Wow, what a game that was! Big fight. I'm sure you were very happy with it, right? Because
Yes, I was very happy after winning that.
I think both of you and there were few other players who were on 5.5 at this point. So
Yes.
with this victory, you managed to get into 6.5 out of 7. Amazing, amazing. I think one game which we can go over a little quickly is your victory against Ansh. I think he's also a very talented youngster.
Yes.
I have in fact seen few of his games and he plays very aggressively, I think.
Yes.
So how did you look at this game? Because it was the critical 10th round game, and in order to win the tournament, you had to sort of play really well.
I didn't know what he played as black, as I haven't played against him before.
Hmm.
So in the game we played Nimzo Indian, which I prepared before.
And A3. Where did you learn this from?
My coach gave me this line.
Really? Do you know who played it recently?
Uh, no, I forgot his name.
I think so many players have played it recently. Even Pragnananda has played this, I believe. And this is becoming very popular now. A3.
Yes, so the idea behind behind it is that then you play f3 for later, and your center is very strong.
You know, I'm going to ask you a few questions because I used to play this with black and I want to understand how to play it now. Let's say I go C5. How do you continue?
E3,
E3. Okay. Let's say I play knight to C6.
bishop d3,
Okay. B6.
knight e2,
Mhm. Okay, let's say I castle.
f3,
f3. Let's say I put my bishop here.
Castle.
Are you not afraid your pawn is weak?
No.
What will you do?
E4.
Oh, you are giving up the pawn. Really? So what's if I take here, what's your plan? Take.
E5. And then F4, F5.
Then you want to attack.
All the pieces.
Okay. Or maybe you can go start with bishop g5, pinning here
Yes, Bishop G5 is also very
with the idea of, Joel, there is a very good move here for black, which I think first Capablanca played here with the black pieces. It's a very strong move. Can you guess black to play? Because I'm
good.
very afraid of this move.
Knight E8.
Yes. Did you know it?
Yes, I know this idea.
From where?
I played against uh, Kartavya Bhaiya, and he played this 98 idea against me.
Oh,
And I also saw some Capablanca games from him.
yes. And now c4 is hanging. And let's say if white goes f4, there's another nice move that black can play here. Because white wants to sort of attack f5, f6.
F5.
You are too strong, man. Very strong. It's a very cool move with f5. You are basically stopping this bishop from coming out, and then this pawn remains weak. Knight d6 and attacking this way. So maybe it's a good idea to go over this idea which I had learned when I was young, to put knight here, bishop here, and try to attack. And I'm sure white has many good ways, but maybe the way you played right now was a bit too slow with
Yes.
doing this and f3 e4, because in this position itself, let's say you can go directly e4.
Yes, I can.
So maybe you need to will you now study this opening?
Yes, I will see that.
Okay, okay. Let's go back to your game very quickly. b6. Your opponent also played this. Now you are like, I'm going bishop g5, bishop b7, f3. You want to play e4, h6. He went d6. You played. Why did you go e3? I was thinking you will play e4.
Then it will just be blocked. I mean, he'll play E5 and the center would be closed. So wanted to.
So you wanted to open it up. You were like, let's put the bishop here. Okay, fine. 92, e5, e4. You had to
Now I
play.
thought that he'll play G5 and then there's knight G3, knight F5. And if I
Okay.
don't play E4, there is then he can play E4.
Hmm. You were afraid of him playing e4. So let's say if you had castled, then you were afraid of g5 and e4, like that.
Yes.
Okay, so e4, g5. And now you said, oh my god, this is a huge weakness. Let me go there.
Yes.
Okay, queen e6. Explain to me the move d5. How did you decide? Because d5 is such a committal move. You are giving up c5 square.
But when he plays knight C5, there's then my bishop can take it
Acha.
directly.
So you anyway decided to play this. And h4, what about your king? It cannot castle long, it cannot castle short.
But it can keep. It can stay in the center as the center is closed.
Wow, that is very brave, huh? Very brave. So h4 takes, rook takes, knight f8, you put your rook back, knight g6, knight coming to f5, queen f8, bishop e3, knight g8. And now you put your king on f2. Why didn't you exchange? And why did you come back? This is something that you do often, yeah? You don't exchange pieces, you want to keep the tension.
I wanted to keep the knights as it can defend. I mean, he can't play F5 later. If I take it, then he can take and play F5.
Got it. Okay. And also, he has less space, so his knights are all fighting for the
Yeah.
same squares. Got it. Rook at 7, queen d2, queen g7.
The h6 pawn was very weak.
Yeah, you just mounted on it, four pieces attacking it. But then you don't take it. Now you can take it, but you're like, okay, I'll take it later.
I want to just make that bishop passive and like after a5 and d6. And
a5.
then the bishop is just out of the game.
Wow. Did you learn this a6 idea from somewhere? Because um, when you are attacking, you want to open up files to your opponent's king. Like you want to go a b6, use the a file, but
No, but
play.
actually, I just wanted to play a6 and just exchange all the pieces. As in the end game, he would technically be a piece down, as the bishop is just out of the game.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. So maybe it was better if he had gone king b8 here, right?
Yes, to make a square for his bishop on c8.
And then he can go here. Also, just for everyone to understand here, he cannot take this pawn, because if he does, then you can go queen a2
Queen
and win this, and rook a1.
Here I thought of queen a2, bishop b7, queen a7, and then of c5, bishop a6 ideas.
Just sacrifice the pawn and sort of go all in, right? So he went bishop a8, and now you're like, now I'm ready to exchange everything because you're already piece down.
Yes.
And now comes the tricky
Later
jewel.
he just blundered.
Tricky jewel here. Your idea is to take here, and give a fork, and
Yes.
your opponent was like, I come here, you went back, and he
He
blundered.
went back.
I think pressure got to him because you played so well. So anyway, you were winning, but this was a very quick way to finish it off. Beautiful. Ansh, these were two excellent games. And what's next for you? Which tournament will you be playing?
Now I'll play the Delhi International.
But that's 2 months away.
No, I have exam next month, so I'll not be able to play tournaments.
So you are balancing your studies and chess both.
Yes.
What's your aim in chess?
My aim is to become a grandmaster and to achieve 2700 rating.
Okay, okay.
And
Are
later even try to become a world champion.
But step by step, yeah, like how you build up
Yes.
small moves one at a time, not exchange pieces. That's how you want to progress even in your chess. Do you like following all these Indian young players who are very good, like Prag, Arjun, Nihal,
Yes.
Gukesh? Do you have a
Yes, I saw the CGC tournament of chess.com in which Nihal won. I mean, he came second.
Yes, yes. And who's your favorite out of them?
My favorite is Mukesh.
Gukesh, why?
I mean, I like his play, and I also like Arjun's. And I mean, I like all
You
youngsters.
like all of them. Did you see the death match that was held
Yes,
between Gukesh and Arjun?
yes. I was not able to come there, but I saw that on.
You saw online. Okay, someday we hope that we can do a match with you as well. Joel, it was a pleasure talking to you, and you played so well. So best wishes for you, and also big congratulations to your family, your coaches, and everyone who have worked so hard for your title.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.